Hey everyone. Today, we're going to briefly cover what a syllabus or curriculum is and why it's important. Before we get going, it's worth quickly noting that this video is mainly useful for those who have public exams or assessments coming up. That's because your exams will probably be based on a syllabus. In fact, the syllabus is going to be one of the most important tools in studying for exams and passing assessments because it tells you exactly what you need to know. In this lesson, we'll give you an overview of syllabus structure and the syllabus dot points. So, let's get started. A syllabus is basically a document or plan which is set out by a teacher or exam board. It lists all of the topics you're going to need to study in any given course. Now, most syllabuses are made up of a series of dot points. These dot points are usually arranged by topic and follow on from each other in a pretty logical order. They might also be given a reference code based on their position in the syllabus. Before you dive straight into the syllabus, it's a good idea to familiarize yourself with its overall structure. Things like, how many topics are there? What are they called? Doing this will help you understand how the information you're learning fits together, as opposed to just seeing it point by point. If you have to take assessments later in the course, you'll need to be able to link together information from all over the syllabus, so this is really helpful. But back to the syllabus dot points. Each dot point in the syllabus has two main functions. Firstly, the dot point will tell us which topics we need to know information about. And secondly, it'll tell us how we're expected to use the information about these topics. So let's take this example dot point from a chemistry syllabus. Describe the differences between elements, mixtures, and compounds. Now, the first thing we notice are the key terms. In other words, the things that we need to know information about. That's one of the main things that the syllabus dot points tell us. In this example, we have elements, mixtures, and compounds. Essentially, these are the technical words that we need to understand based on this dot point. But then, we have an instruction about how to use the information about these key terms, which actually guides what we should be learning about them and the depth that we should be going into. In this case, the dot point tells us that we should be able to describe the differences between three things. This means we should be able to provide some detail about how elements, mixtures, and compounds are different from each other. Most of the time, these instructions in a syllabus that come along with the content use command words or cognitive verbs to explain how deeply we need to understand the content of the dot point. In this case, the cognitive verb is describe. Other common cognitive verbs that you might come across are calculate, explain, or state. Now, these different cognitive verbs will tell us to use the information differently. For example, if the dot point used the cognitive verb state rather than describe, we wouldn't need to give any details about the differences between elements, mixtures, and compounds. All we'd be expected to do is just make a statement that elements, mixtures, and compounds are different. So, understanding the meaning of all the different verbs is going to be extremely important for understanding your syllabus, because together with the keywords in the dot points, they'll guide exactly how much information and understanding you're going to need for each topic in the course. It's also going to help out with your exams because you'll know exactly what type of answer you'll need to write out for any given question. To unpack this more, you can jump over to our series on cognitive verbs. But for now, let's look at the main summary points of this video. A syllabus is a plan that lists all of the topics you're going to study while you're taking a course. They're usually formatted as a series of dot points, and these dot points might be given a code. In each dot point, we'll find some key terms. These key terms tell us which topics to learn information about. The dot point will also contain some instructions. They often use cognitive verbs and tell us how we're expected to use the information that we learn and the depth that we're expected to learn it in. Understanding the syllabus will help you know how deeply you have to understand the content in each dot point. But in our next two videos, we also go through how the syllabus can be used to help us learn the content and then take notes on it. So, we'll see you there.